Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be working with the Ghostface Liz palette from Glamlite. Isn't that cool? This is what it looks like. And yeah, so let's go ahead and dig right on into this. We're going to be talking about eyeshadow today. I think I'm going to start off with this lighter. Well, we're going to be doing, I don't know, I gotta work today, so we're going to be trying to make a work appropriate look. Not too crazy. But what do y'all think about all these videos that are coming out about people talking about how, oh, the eyeshadow market's dying, the eyeshadow market's dying? Do you personally wear eyeshadow? Do you like to wear eyeshadow? Do you like to wear eyeshadow all the time? Do you just like to wear eyeshadow occasionally, just when you go out, like in the evening time? Or just for work? I like to try to wear it like a lot. I like the artistry of it, personally. That's why I buy a bunch of colorful palettes. And I flip-flop between neutral and colorful palettes, because I like to make looks to post, and I always think there will be a market for it, for the people who like doing it for artistry's sake. And I think yeah, I will say this, I will say for brands like, now I don't have any empirical data, I haven't looked up any research. This is just me speculating. I don't have any data to back this up, but I do know that makeup brands in general are doing very well. I'm just talking about like eyeshadows in general. I do know a lot of people said that, oh, ever since 2020 makeup in general has been declining. That is not true. Makeup sales have been making record sales ever since the 2020s have began. But I do think there has been a decline in eyeshadow for the mainstream brands, because I think people who buy mainstream makeup, things from like Too Faced, Tarte, Anastasia Beverly Hills, those brands, the non-independent brands, Urban Decay, even drugstore, I think people who buy those brands have hit a little bit of eyeshadow fatigue. Maybe even, well, Colourpop's still putting out stuff. Colourpop will always be putting out stuff, but they're not putting out stuff as often, you noticed. They're not putting out stuff every other week. And even they are putting out more like shadow sticks and eyeshadow, just non-eyeshadow palettes. And they're expanding upon their other collections. I think younger generations like, are not as into, what are we doing here? Younger generations are not as into eyeshadow. They think it's for old ladies. Oh my gosh, and maybe it is, but I don't care. I will be an old lady all day long. This might have been a little too dark. It's okay, we can fix anything. But I think most of those people who are like into the colors, into non-neutral makeup, people who are looking for more artistry makeup, are looking at the independent brands, the brands like Glamlite, the ones like not Urban Decay, God no, Unearthly Cosmetics, the God forbid Jeffree Star, to do their Instagram looks with, because they're also getting sponsored by these brands too, or getting PR from these brands. To promote them. And I think people who buy mainstream makeup are just kind of fatigued by the eyeshadow brands. They're like, we have, and that since the younger generation isn't buying it, they're kind of like, we have all the eyeshadow palettes we want, thank you. We're just going to use what we have. So they've just kind of hit a fatigue level. And people are kind of in, it's not really that sales are dying, people are just kind of in a anti-consumerist mode right now, where it's kind of like, we don't have a lot of extra money to spend on, we want to spend money on our makeup, yeah, our essential makeup, but eyeshadow is not something, eyeshadow is something, you buy a palette, it's going to last you a long time. We don't want to buy new palettes. But we'll restock the things we need, like our mascaras and our lipsticks and our foundations. But we don't need new eyeshadow palettes. I don't think it's because of anything like against eyeshadow palettes. People are just, it's just hard times right now, and people don't want to spend $60+ on an eyeshadow palette from Too Faced. But they'll spend $30 maybe on a good mascara, but maybe not, I don't know. Maybe they'll spend, maybe if the brand is still doing good, they will spend $30 on the mascara, but they're not going to spend $60 on an eyeshadow palette because they already have 10 eyeshadow palettes from that brand. And they're like, we're good, we don't need any more eyeshadow palettes, we're just going to use the ones we've got, thanks. And that's why they've kind of cut back on doing eyeshadow palettes. You see what I'm saying? That's my theory. I think I like this better than the Chucky palette. Let's work on some shimmies. Okay. What colors have I used? I've used Movie Night, I have used Curfew Hour, and I've used Halloween Icon. And now I am using Masked Mystery. Let's take a little coffee break here. This is a shimmer. A shimmer right there. So no, I don't think people just suck at eyeshadow. Application. I just think because, like, I never learned how to do eyeshadow. I personally sucked at eyeshadow application. Well, I mean, I did very minimal application. I won't say I sucked. I just did minimal application until my 40s. Well, we didn't have YouTube until I was in my 30s. When did YouTube come out? I don't know. I was sometime in my 30s. But YouTube, let's see, 2016 or so was when it got real popular. That was when I turned a corner. No, that was when that was when it became real popular. It was around 2015, 2016. Makeup, YouTube, beauty YouTube, right? I didn't really catch on until 2019 or so. Didn't really start doing my makeup until after that. Okay, now we're going into Mirror Gleam. Oh, this looks like it's gonna be cool. This might be the topper color. This might just be a topper, but I don't care. Oh no. And that did not mean that in a bad way. This is not a topper at all. I remember swatching these, but I don't remember this one. I love that color. That shade. Sorry, I'm just admiring this. Okay, let's put some eyeliner on. This is just the AOA black gel eyeliner. It's getting kind of stubby. I'm gonna have to pull out another one here soon. I bought backups of it. This is the one I got from Shop Saie. We're gonna do a very, very dark look. It's already Halloween time, right? Now that 4th of July's over. We're not even in August yet, huh? I already went to TJ Maxx and bought a Halloween blanket for my bed. It's got cats on it, and it says Hocus Pocus. The cats have witch hats on their heads. Okay, let's clean up this look. I'm doing pretty good time-wise. Okay. Since I got time-wise, I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna put on my mascara and clean my brushes, and I'll be right back. Okay, I got my lash extender on from e.l.f. and the AOA Duoflex 2-in-1 mascara on. And then I already put my e.l.f. Putty color corrector on under my eyes. Now we're going to use the Sephora Best Skin Ever foundation on as the foundation. So, what do you think? What are your feelings? Do you feel like the eyeshadow market is dying? I don't know. I don't know. When I say I don't know if it really is or not. I can only tell that I know that indie brands are still pumping out eyeshadow palettes. Like I said, for like, they're the ones pumping out the very colorful palettes. And I love that. Because I think the makeup artists, for the makeup people who love doing Instagram looks, who like to inspire people, for people like me who just like to do it for fun, and I do the occasional colorful look, and I'll wear colorful looks to work. I will. Not like crazy colorful looks to work, but I do like making colorful looks for YouTube and for Instagram, and sometimes TikTok. Did I get makeup on my earring? But I love these palettes that Glamlite have been putting out, and I know they've been doing a lot of sales on them lately, so I hope that they're doing okay. But they have been putting out like whole collections, not just the palettes, but like they'll put out whole collections with lip kits, highlighter palettes, which highlighter was not seeing the light of day for a little while, although I was still using it, but people were saying how highlighter was out for a while, but I guess it's back in, which is another thing. Everything is cyclical. The young people don't like, or, you know, they're using eyeshadow. They're just using like shadow sticks and stuff like that for a kind of a bare minimum look. But like I said, even when I was young, I didn't use eyeshadow that much. So I can understand young people not wanting to use eyeshadow. Like, I didn't learn how to do like this kind of look until I was in my 40s. Which, I mean, I act like I'm in my 60s or something. I didn't learn how to do makeup until a few years ago. Let's just say that. Before then, before I started really doing makeup on YouTube, all I did was foundation. I didn't really even do skincare that much. I would put on moisturizer, then I would put on foundation, blush, lipstick, eyeliner. I would get my eyebrows tweezed occasionally. Eyeliner and mascara. And I had, for when I was going out, when I would go out, I had my Naked OG palette, the original Naked palette, and I would put on a matte color, and then I would put a matte color like in my crease, and then I would put a shimmer color on my eyelids. And that was all the makeup I would do, and that was just for going out. I never used never, I was always afraid to use bronzer. And once I got a blush from the drugstore, I used that puppy until it was completely and utterly gone. Just one blush. which is what normal people do. I understand that now. I used to be a normal person. I would use it until, and oh, I'd use powder too. I'd use like something like this, but with color in it, like from CoverGirl or something like that. I'd use CoverGirl foundation and CoverGirl powder, compact. Everything would bid from the drugstore too. I never even knew what Too Faced was or Anastasia Beverly Hills was. That stuff seemed like way too expensive for me, and it is too expensive for what it is. When you get down to the brass and tacks of it. Makeup used to be very utilitarian for me. I would just wear it just so I don't know, just so I wouldn't scare people, I guess. And I never did skincare. I'm telling you, my skin used to be really bad, and I never took care of it. Not until like a few years ago, when I finally started taking care of my skin, did it start looking so good. I swear, I looked like I was in my 40s and my 30s. That's what I tell people. In my 20s, I look back at these pictures of me in my 20s. I'm like, God, I look like I was so much older than 20. And I was like, was that a normal thing for us? To look so much older than we were? Well, look at me. Look at the timing. Look at me doing good on timing. Well, of course, I paused it to do part of my eyes. Let me know when you started doing makeup, or have you always done makeup? Because I did not learn. And the only reason I got good at it, or what I think is good, I mean, you might think it's horrible. You might think it looks horrible. I think it looks good, but I practiced every single day during the 2000s, during lockdown. I practiced every single day, and pretty much every single day, almost every single day up until today. There's been days, there's been a day here and there where I didn't do my makeup, yeah. I will admit. But most days I have done my makeup. It's the only way you're going to get good at anything is to practice every day. So if you want to get good at writing, you write every day. And so on and so forth with any kind of hobby. And you don't have to buy a lot of makeup to be good at makeup. Oh, those palettes I decluttered, I found somebody to take them. So, I'm so happy about that. I know Christine's going to take that Natasha Denona palette. And then I found somebody else who contacted me. And we got together on Facebook. And they are going to take the rest of the palettes that didn't shatter on me. So it's always nice when I can find somebody to take those off my hands. So I got to get those packed up this week. Just using the Alluring Glow palette from Moira. Getting all my brushes out from vacation. I'll talk about my vacation in another video. Just got back from vacation yesterday. Made sure to unpack all my makeup first, so I'd have it for this morning. We had a good time. Okay. Now we do the boring part. We do the eyebrows. Let me go ahead and pause it for this. Okay, I was just running the eyebrow gel from AOA in Ebony into my eyebrows. I am going to get these plucked or waxed come Thursday. Today, I'm filming this on Sunday. Tomorrow I'm gonna call to make an appointment to get them waxed on Thursday. So that's the plan, man. Cough the break. Where did my eyelash curler go? Well, let's use the separator first. I don't think I need a curler. I just need to separate them. I think I got a little bit of sun on my vacation, not a lot. I was wearing sunscreen. So, because I didn't want to get sunburnt. I love this bluish gray look. I really like that. Okay, let's do some lips because I can't stand not having my lips on. So this is the Saie Lip Blur in Modern. Kind of appropriate. A very appropriate color, I think. And then we're going to use Beloved. I think this is it. Yes. The Moira lip gloss. Okay, don't get crazy. Moira lip gloss and Beloved. Why did I do that? Okay, let's make up a little baggie here. Put that in there. Okay, let's work on the lower lash line now. Let's take that Movie Night. That's the one I used, right? And go under the eye. In the lower lash line, that is. I always say under the eye. I guess that's technically right. But I prefer to say lower lash line. Kind of buff that out. Can't remember if I used Movie Night or Chilled Frost, but I think I used Movie Night. But something tells me I used Chilled Frost. But I don't think it matters at this point. Today's Sunday. Nobody's going to be around to appreciate my look. Except you guys. Okay, then we go into curfew hour. Let's see about buffing this out a little bit. Just a little bit. Yes. Okay. And then we'll go into Halloween icon. Bring it up and down a little. Bring it up into the eye a little, up here, you know how I do it. And down into the lower lash line. Ooh, we're going to need an inner corner highlight. Okay, now it's time for the eyes to water. Now it's time for the eyes to water. Okay, get my blending brush. So did any of y'all like the Scream movies? The Glamlight, Glamlight did. Oh, don't be patchy now. Don't be patchy now. Glamlight did collabs with Friday the 13th, Chucky, Ghostface, Scream, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Chucky. They need some more. In their Halloween series. At least I think. Sorry, just trying to glam it up some more. Okay, let us put the black liner in the waterline for added drama effect. And to make my eye water some more, probably. Oh, yes. That has been achieved. Put that in my little baggie. Didn't get the bad gal bang. I know I brought that out. Bring on the drama, mama. And then we do the inner corner highlight, which I think I'm going to use my finger for this time and not use the brush. Well, we'll try the brush first and see how that goes. Let's try this Midnight Robe. It's very soft. It's kind of a silver. I think I'm gonna need my finger. Yeah. Definitely. Now once my eyes stop being red, this will be a nice look. Okay, just a second. Let me fix my hair and stuff. Okay, this is my final look. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I love the shimmers in this one a lot. And I like this inner corner shimmer quite a bit too. Again, let me know what you think. Do you have this palette? What do you think about it? And let me know all your thoughts and comments about the things we've talked about today. I might have gotten a little too crazy in the corners here. Oops. I am messing up everything now. There, I think I got it. Okay, alright, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day, whatever day you are watching this on. Whatever day you're watching this on, have a great day, and subscribe if you haven't already. Give this a thumbs up, please, and good vibes to everyone. I will see you in the next one, and talk to you later. Goodbye.